Here are 10 space stories you can listen to in English. Now, let's get started. Backward Moon Triton. Did you know that a moon can travel backwards around its planet? Neptune's biggest moon, Triton, actually does this. It moves in the opposite direction of Neptune's spin. This strange path is called a retrograde orbit. Scientists think Triton was not always Neptune's moon. They believe it was once an object from the Kuiper Belt, an area far from the Sun with many icy objects. Long ago, Neptune's powerful gravity caught Triton. This special orbit means Triton has a surprising future. Because it moves against Neptune's spin, the moon is slowly getting closer to the planet. Scientists predict that in hundreds of millions of years, Triton will be too close. Neptune's gravity will pull it apart and break it into many small pieces. These pieces will then create a large ring around Neptune, just like the rings of Saturn. Solar wind. Did you know a wind from the sun blows at 400 kilometers per second? This is the solar wind. It is not like the wind on Earth, but a stream of tiny particles from the sun. When this solar wind reaches our planet, it hits Earth's magnetic field, which is like a shield. This creates beautiful lights in the sky near the North and South poles. We call these lights auroras. People did not always know about the solar wind. In the 1950s, scientists thought that this special wind existed, but they could not prove it. Then, in 1962, a spacecraft named Mariner 2 traveled away from Earth. It was the first to directly find and measure the solar wind in space. Thanks to this mission, we learned that a powerful wind is always blowing from the sun. Moon bigger than planet? Did you know there is a moon in our solar system that is bigger than a planet? Jupiter has at least 95 moons, but one of them, Ganymede, is the largest moon in the solar system. Its diameter is 5,268 kilometers. This makes it larger than the planet Mercury, which has a diameter of 4,880 kilometers. Ganymede is special for another reason too. It is the only moon known to have its own magnetic field. Scientists think that inside Ganymede, there is a core made of rock and a mantle made of ice. They also believe there may be a huge ocean of salt water under its surface. Thick far side. Did you know that the side of the moon we cannot see has a much thicker crust? The moon always shows the same face to Earth. The crust on the far side is on average 20 kilometers thicker than the crust on the near side. Scientists believe the reason is related to the moon's birth from a giant impact. After a huge object hit the early Earth, the new moon and Earth were very hot and close to each other. The great heat from the hot Earth constantly warmed the near side of the moon. This heat kept the crust on the near side thin. However, the far side was not facing Earth, so it did not receive this strong heat. Because it was cooler, the crust on the far side was able to form a thicker layer. This is the leading theory that explains why the two sides of the moon are so different. Sun's true color. What color do you think the sun is? The sun's light is actually white. Its light is a mixture of all the colors of the rainbow. When this white light travels from space, it passes through the Earth's atmosphere. The atmosphere is the air that surrounds our planet. This air scatters the blue light more than other colors. This effect is called Rayleigh scattering. Because the blue light is scattered away, the remaining light that reaches our eyes looks yellow. This is also the reason why the sky looks blue during the day. At sunset, the sunlight has to pass through more of the atmosphere. This scatters even more blue light, so the sun looks red. If you were an astronaut in space with no atmosphere, you would see the sun's true color, a very bright white. Not fire, but fusion. The sun is not burning like a big ball of fire. Instead, it shines because of a special process called nuclear fusion. This happens deep in the center of the sun. Every second, about 600 million tons of a gas called hydrogen change into another gas called helium. This change creates a huge amount of energy, which we see as light and feel as heat. This amazing reaction only happens in very special conditions. The temperature at the sun's center is about 15 million degrees Celsius. The pressure is also extremely high, about 250 billion times the air pressure on Earth. Because of this great heat and pressure, nuclear fusion can continue. So the sun is very different from a simple fire. It is more like a giant natural power source. Giant iron core. Did you know that the planet Mercury has a giant metal heart? Mercury's core, made of metals like iron, is very large. It takes up about 85% of the planet's radius. The radius is the distance from the center to the surface. This is the biggest core ratio of any planet in our solar system. For comparison, Earth's core is only about 55% of its radius. Why is Mercury's core so big? Scientists have a few ideas, but they are not sure. One popular idea is that a huge object hit Mercury a long time ago. This giant crash might have knocked away much of the planet's rocky outer layer, called the mantle. Another idea is that when the solar system was young, the sun's heat turned Mercury's rocky parts into gas. This gas then disappeared, leaving the heavy metal core behind. Jupiter's metal hydrogen. Did you know that a huge ocean of metal exists inside Jupiter? Deep inside the planet, the pressure is extremely high. This pressure is so strong that it changes hydrogen gas into a special liquid metal. This material is called metallic hydrogen. Scientists think this layer of metallic hydrogen is very large and reaches up to 80% of Jupiter's radius. The movement of this liquid metal creates Jupiter's powerful magnetic field, which is about 14 times stronger than Earth's. But what is at the very center of Jupiter? Below the huge layer of metallic hydrogen, there is a core. Scientists estimate that this core is made of rock and ice. It is also very heavy. They think its mass is about 10 times the mass of our planet, Earth. So Jupiter is not just a simple gas planet. It likely has a solid core deep inside. Solar System's icy cloud. Did you know our solar system is inside a giant icy ball? This is called the Oort cloud. Scientists believe it is a huge group of icy objects that surrounds our solar system. It is very far from the sun, at a distance of 10,000 to 100,000 astronomical units. That is about 0.16 to 1.6 light years away. This cloud may hold more than 1 trillion icy objects. However, no one has ever seen the Oort cloud directly. It is too far away, and the objects are too dark to see with today's telescopes. So, how do we know about it? Scientists studied the orbits of long-period comets. These comets come from very far away from the sun. By calculating their paths, scientists think there must be a huge spherical cloud of these objects. For now, the Oort cloud is a hypothesis, but it is an important idea. Venus's long day. Did you know there is a planet where a day is longer than a year? This is true on the planet Venus. It takes about 243 Earth days for Venus to spin one time. This is one day on Venus. However, it only takes about 225 Earth days for Venus to go around the Sun. This is 1 year on Venus. This means a day on Venus is longer than its year, and it is the only planet in our solar system where this happens. Venus also has another special feature. It spins backward. Most other planets, like Earth, spin in the same direction. Scientists are not sure why Venus is so different. One theory is that a very big object crashed into Venus a long time ago. This big impact could have changed the way it spins. Another idea is that the Sun's power and Venus's thick air together made it spin very slow and backward over a long time.